The CoinDesk Spotlight is brought to you by Nexo, the place to earn on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more.
BT, a Grammy-nominated trance artist and software designer, is launching Metaversal today, an NFT album and cryptographic treasure hunt. Have a peek.
Imagine a world where the music of the past becomes the music of the future, refined.
Looks pretty awesome. All right, fans can grab a piece of the Programmatic album on Origin Protocol. And joining us now is musical artist BT. Welcome to the show, BT. All right, first of all, good morning. Can you walk us through the experience? What is a Programmatic album? Tell us about what the user experience is going through this.
Fantastic question. You know, I really wanted to reimagine what's possible in the time we're living in as an album, as an experience. And so what I did was I built basically an album and adapt to house that album. So Metaversal 200,000 line of code software base that lives with permanence on blockchain, and it has Web 3.0 connectivity. So the actual program itself plays the music I've written back different during the daytime, the nighttime, and even during the full lunar cycle, which was complex to do without an oracle because the blockchain is time agnostic, as everyone watching this knows. So one of the coolest things about the project is this DApp contains a treasure hunt for my fans to solve. So we'll be seeding all these cryptographic puzzles and riddles on social media. And at the end of them, you arrive at one of three sequences that the album can be rearranged into. And that sequence unlocks its activity, and fans will be airdropped very secret one-of-one NFTs that are utility tokens of a sort, but I shouldn't say more about that. So it really is this new sort of envisioning of what's possible insofar as music releases, and I hope that it inspires some of my peers and other folks in the music community to see what an incredible time we're living in insofar as the arts and what's possible.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, and Metaversal is being released as a tiered auction on Origin Protocol's NFT Launchpad with 11 spots to be filled, but anyone is free to participate in solving Metaversal. What does that mean exactly?
It means that it kind of splits into two things. We're having a 11 tiered auction, as you mentioned, on Origin Protocol for the actual code base itself and some other really, really cool things. We've partnered with Lago, and so the actual program comes with this beautiful wall hanging NFT. And I use Python scripts for every single song on the album, and did a fast Fourier form analysis of the song and turned it into a sculpture. So each piece for the album, we made 11 of them, has an accompanying sculpture of an audio waveform that actually has an embedded NFC tag. So the sculpture itself is bound to a Ethereum mainnet NFT token. So the actual sculpture is on the blockchain. So there's two experiences. One is for folks that like the crypto art, and that's the 11 tiered auction. And the other is this cryptographic treasure hunt that's for my fans to solve, and they can win, one-of-one NFTs frictionless. So the barrier to entry is being smart, basically.
So there are a lot of artists out there who know about NFTs, that it creates a direct line to their fans, but they don't exactly know how it works. And you mentioned barrier to entry. Have to be tech savvy, but you clearly have a sound understanding of how this works in terms of gamifying the experience, creating this treasure hunt while adding your artistic sense for music to it. So what advice would you give to an artist who wants to get into NFTs to better understand and maybe not just, it's not as easy as an NFT drop?
It's such a fantastic question. And like I said previously, I really hope that Metaversal inspires certainly my peers in the electronic community to think bigger than what we see as the kind of typical, possibly generative projects or JPEG type releases. It's so remarkable what's possible with smart contract development. And so I would recommend that to friends and to peers in the music community that they really investigate what's happening under the hood here and what's possible, and to look at artists like Pac and Mad Dog Jones, and I'd like to think myself as well, insofar as creating things that are really experiential and fall outside of the norm of what we think of in media in general, not just art and music.
So do you see this as the future of music, in that you're creating these experiences for your fans, not only just in live shows, but also virtually, and that you have to present a game to them to create this community?
Yeah, it's a really interesting thought. I think the thing that I see more than anything as being the future in the sort of programmatic and blockchain space is the disintermediation of the middleman. For a great number of years, the music community, the art community has been beholden to gatekeepers. And through this kind of direct contact between artists and their audiences, it's going to empower the world to be a better sounding and more beautiful place. And it sounds a little hippy dippy, but we're watching that play out. We're seeing artists that would have never been able to find an audience, reach their community, create communities and create experiences. So yeah, I do think that it's the future of music and art. And I just want to encourage people to really dream big and, execute even bigger. This was
Are you still dealing with a label,
dream.
Or now are you able to just go off on your own, create your own projects and not rely on their marketing?
For this project, we're releasing directly to the blockchain. And I'm sure at a point in the future, we will make this so people can hear it in a different way. But I think it's such a cool thing to release an album in a piece of software where the only way you can hear it to start, it's not going to be on DSPs to start, is the way that, in this case, myself designed it to be listened to. So it's there it'll be owned by a single person. It will live on the blockchain immutably forever, and anyone can go experience it for free.
I am curious, do you make more money this way versus going the label route?
That's a good question. I guess you can ask me later.
Okay.
but honestly, the real want here is to, and also to, if you look historically at my career, is always trying to break through the ceiling of what's possible, whether it's developing music software, whether it's, performing as an electronic artist live with an orchestra, whatever it is, I'm constantly trying to innovate. And so this is a space that I'm so excited to be in, kind of unspeakable. It's the intersection of my three favorite things: art, music, and technology. It's
beautiful.